You're listening to Classroom Confessions with Katie Smith, a podcast where teachers share advice, encouragement, and the realities of today's classroom.
Take 2 of Classroom Confessions episode 3, because I'm so excited we have co-host Kelly with us today. And I forgot to press record, I think. I don't know. I swear whatever. Okay, we're moving on. So this is episode 3. Today we're going to talk about building relationships. And I brought in my co-teacher, Kelly. So she's going to help us navigate through this because I think she's great at building relationships. In fact, I know because we already went through this round 1. So, Kelly, welcome. Do you want to say anything?
Good morning, and I just woke up.
Yes!
And it's 11 a.m.
Yes, but she loves me, and that's why she's here before operating hours in the summer.
Summer hours, yeah.
Summer hours are different for everybody. So some quick updates. Target Spot took all my money. All of it. Not all of it, but a lot of it.
What did you buy, Katie?
So, I told you guys last week, don't have an Instagram classroom, and I'm breaking my rules because I'm redoing my theme. And so I got these like really cool plastic storage boxes that I can put all my books in on my bookshelf.
I want to see them.
No, they're in my car.
Okay.
Are they in my car? Yeah, they're in my car. I'll show them to you.
You need those.
Yeah, because my bookshelf is a disaster.
That sounds cute. And the colors.
Yes.
Fine.
So my favorite color is like teal, mint, Tiffany blue, and I feel like I'm too grown up to have that in my house, all over my house. So it's all over my classroom.
Love it.
So that's that.
I think that's
a
viable purchase.
I think so.
Yeah.
I mean, it was at the dollar spot. It's not like I spent millions of dollars.
Like when we went to Container Store in Michael's.
Yeah. They also took all of our money.
It was good stuff. It was good stuff, though.
It was.
I don't regret one thing that I bought.
No store is safe at this time of year.
I know.
Even like the grocery store.
Yeah.
Everybody has school supplies now. Tragic.
So, about that, my
Yes.
friend and I, during the school year, my friend Nikki,
Yes.
who I think you should also have on here.
Okay, Nikki, we're going to slate you to come on podcast.
We go to breakfast every Sunday, and then we go to the grocery store, because I like to shop as a family.
Yeah.
Whatever. I'm lame. So, one of the aisles we have to hit, even if we don't need anything, is the school supply
Always.
aisle. And that Smith's, for some reason, they think it's best to restock Sunday, late morning, because no one's in there.
No
yeah, right.
one.
1 million people are in there. And so half the time it'll be blocked with like the pallets.
You're like, excuse
And
me?
we literally squeeze in. We will squeeze and just to look at the pencils.
I need my school
and the
supplies.
pens. You
Yeah.
never know. We
No.
do it every time.
And I don't know about you, but I'm a school supply hoarder.
Yep, same, and Nikki's the same.
Yeah, I think all teachers. We're like, we it's like a disaster. Like, we don't know when we're going to run out of pencils.
Yeah.
And I know you're going to talk about that because
Yeah.
it's our favorite
I
thing.
love it. I love it.
Okay, so I found a quote this week on Instagram that says, think about and practice what you're going to say and how you're going to say it. This will help you avoid fumbling through the delivery of instruction, especially your think aloud. What do you think about that?
I didn't used to practice what I was going to say, but the kids get me going off on tangents, especially during football season.
Oh, for sure.
So I found that if I rehearsed a little bit, then it allowed me to snap back quicker.
Oh, okay.
In my mind, like, okay, where was I? Like,
Yeah.
you goobers. you know that I'm going to go off on this. And, I mean, I don't think they're doing it to waste class time. Some of those, usually it's boys.
Right.
Some of the boys really want to just talk about football. And I could do that the whole class period.
Yeah.
But when I have to speak to a kid, I definitely rehearse what I'm going to say. A couple of times I've had to go in to the principal to have serious conversations, and I definitely practice what I'm going to say. I brought a book in today.
Yay!
The Teenage Brain.
Okay, guys, this book looks really good, and I've already seen all her annotations, so I know that there's some good stuff in it. And yes, I'm excited to hear about it.
Yeah, it's by Frances E. Jensen, M.D., So she's the neuroscientist.
Okay.
And then it's with Amy Ellis Nutt. she's the like quote unquote normal person.
Okay.
Like normal human.
Yeah.
Right? So they collaborated on this, and I bought it because the kids we had 3 years ago.
Yep. They needed
There
Jesus.
was one in particular. We will call him John.
Okay.
And again, one of my favorite kids of all time.
Right.
One of my favorite groups of kids.
Yeah.
Like, if not the favorite group.
Yeah.
But I needed this. What am I doing? Like, how do I handle this kid the whole year?
What is life?
And
Yeah.
make it happen.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. So I found a quote
Yes.
regarding this. So it's so important to plan ahead and think about how the other person will react during one of these meetings. In your mind, go through what you want to say step by step and imagine the range of responses. Being prepared for both positive and negative responses will help guide you as you consider your options about what to say or do next. If you appear hot-headed, which
Me.
totally me, and him, or mentally disorganized in the morning time, you lose credibility.
Oh.
And that was my number one thing with him was I wanted him to be able to come to me and tell me anything and everything. Like, he lies to everyone, but I made him, hey, what if you just tried not lying to me?
Right.
What if we just tried it?
Just see
It's
what
wonderful.
happens.
So I
Yeah.
would do that. And with him, I was able to pretty much guess what he was going to say all the time. I loved it.
Because the
was like writing a
responses
script.
became so, like...
Oh, I was ready
Yeah.
for him.
Yeah.
It was great. And he didn't know how I did it. Well, I could read your mind.
Yeah.
So I always felt that was really helpful.
Yeah,
when
for
you
sure.
have to have that.
I always have those kids that, like, they know how to press my buttons. Because kids are really good at that. And, like, I have to tell myself, breathe, calm down, let them go take a break before you talk to them. Because otherwise, like, all bets are off. Like, whatever happens, happens. Like, you got me to this place, and so they normally have to go take a time out somewhere before I can speak to them.
Right?
Yeah.
Oh, it's scary.
Okay, now for our Rose, Thorn, and Bud. I'm going to let Kelly go first, but before she does, I wanted to mention our colleague Jeannie wrote in with her rose for last week, and she bought a year, so she gets to retire a year earlier than she thought. So yay, Jeannie! Woo! Woohoo!
I'll text her.
Yeah,
I love
yeah,
it.
so exciting. All right, Miss Kelly, what is? You can do it in whatever order you want.
I didn't. Okay. Why am I going first? All right.
Really quick reminder: the rose is going to be something good from from our weeks or summer, however you want to look at it. Your thorn is something like meh, and then your bud is going to be something you're looking forward to.
Okay. Well, I did it school related.
Yeah, that's totally fine.
Okay. So my rose is my colleague friends. And
Yay.
being invited onto their podcast. Oh my god, I feel so famous.
The paparazzi are waiting for us outside.
Oh. That's why I have my sunglasses. And I brought my brush to brush my hair, which I usually don't do in the summer. The thorn, oh god. This past year was the parents.
Right? I felt the
And
same.
Just not trusting that I have their kids' best interests in mind.
Yeah.
I don't know if they had prior bad experiences or if they're just that generation of parents that it's more than helicopter.
Right.
My former what do you call it? The supervisor.
Yeah.
My former supervisor who retired,
Yeah.
who is an amazing human being.
Love her.
She named it lawnmower.
Oh,
parent.
yeah. That's a
Lawnmower
good
parent
description.
Who mows the lawn, the kid follows behind them and paves the way for them to never have any issues or trouble or problems in their lives.
Like we haven't gone to school and been teaching and know how to deal with these things.
Well, not just that, but I'm a human.
Right.
Like, you can be respectful
That's true.
and respect boundaries.
Yeah.
Like, the boundaries just went out the window.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping
Next year.
that was just an anomaly.
Yeah.
I have never had that problem before. And
Hopefully it's gone
I hope
next
that
year.
I hope that it's at least better.
Fingers crossed.
Because that was a nightmare. It was a nightmare.
Yeah. Totally get it.
Totally a thorn. My bud. Oh gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh. So every year, why is it always the same things that are annoying? And last year I tried to fix it, and then I just got lazy.
Because we get new kids, and so they're untrained. They don't know what annoys us yet. So it continues to annoy us every year.
Well, tardies, they should know.
They should. You're right.
So
by 7th and 8th grade, they should know. You are.
So I have
correct.
4 challenges that have been challenges for me since I started teaching.
Yes.
And I'm going to nip them in the bud.
I'm so excited for these.
Pun intended. Tardies, I'm going to do the lot. I'm doing it. Late work, I'm going to take your slip. I got my plan. Pencil borrowing. Golf pencils.
Right? That's a good
I
solution.
ordered them this morning.
Awesome.
And absences, since I'm doing Google Classroom this time.
Yeah. That'll be perfect.
Check Google Classroom. Bye.
It's there. Go online.
So what I'm looking forward to is finally feeling better about those 4 super lame things.
Yeah.
Like you say that to a normal non-educator human.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh my God, you're really tripping about pencils.
Or tardies.
Or tardies,
But
lady.
friends who are not teachers, like, you can't show up to work late and just get a pass every single day. Like, eventually your boss is going to say something, like, get your butt to work, or we're going to have issues. Same thing with kids. Like, we are training them to be your future coworkers. You're welcome.
You're welcome.
Yeah. Sorry. And you're welcome.
Ooh, sorry. Sorry for some, but you're welcome.
Yeah. So I'm going to start with my thorn this week. My car had to go into the shop, and it's a lease, so it has to go to, like, the dealer. And the close dealer was so rude about trying to get my car in. So I drove all the way across town to get my car in, which they did, and they fixed it, but it cost money. Ugh. Whatever. My rose is that this week I've got to spend some unexpected quality time with some people in my life. So, yay. And then my bud, kind of like Kelly said, is getting ready for school because we go back in, I'm not even going to tell you because I don't want to think about how many weeks, but we go back soon. And so I was looking on IKEA and Amazon for all the things I want for my classroom.
It's a month from today.
So we go back a month from today. Darn it.
We'll be ready.
Yeah, it'll be fine. Our classrooms will be good. Everything will be
You need to
ready
come
to go.
with me next time I go.
Yes.
I'll tell you.
Okay, perfect. I know, we go to school over the summer.
I've never done that till this
Ooh,
summer.
Really?
It was amazing.
Right?
We
Because
got
nobody's
so much
there.
shit done.
And it's fine.
Jamie Lee and
It's
I
just
got...
going to get marked explicit.
Okay. Oh, my God. Any episode with Kelly on it. Explicit. Well, that's true.
Yeah.
But we got so much shit done. The air does kick off at 2 p.m.
Okay.
So we
but
can go
still,
earlier.
like, no one's there to bother you.
Oh, no. It was just me and her.
Yeah.
And then blah, blah, blah. Come look at this. Or
Yeah.
will you help me move this? Or your mom.
It's
You know?
great.
Yeah.
I love going in before people get there.
Okay.
All right, my student story this week, we're going to talk about building relationships. And I had this one girl a couple years ago. Super sweet, like really nice, would say nice things to me. Hi, Miss Smith, how are you? Your hair looks beautiful. She wanted help with her grade. But still, anytime I did something that just made her so mad, she would look me dead in the eyes and be like, Miss Smith, you irk my soul. I couldn't do anything but laugh because, like, who says that? Like, you irk my soul. So I use it now because I think it's great.
That's very funny. I don't know which one you want me to tell.
There are so many. You have so many good ones. If you don't have one, we can...
I have a million.
I'm sure they'll come up as we go through this.
With John, this
Yes.
is what I mentioned earlier. I have never in my life had to tell students, please don't take your clothes off in my classroom. Now, this group of, and I think they did it a little bit last year too, but the 3 groups ago group,
Yeah.
they for some reason wore, so I know this is gross, but so they wear whatever underwear they wear.
Right.
Then they wear
Basketball shorts.
Then they wear the pants or shorts or whatever's on top.
Right.
He'd be straight up over there, unbuttoned.
No. You walked to school that way. No. Sorry.
When have you ever had, please, hey guys, please, can you not take your clothes off in your classroom? Could you imagine if someone walked in
and that was
these boys were older. Like,
right.
the group we just got done with, super young.
Yes.
So
agreed.
young. These were on the older side of the spectrum. Like, there were many 15-year-old...
I don't know why.
8th graders with mustaches.
The boys think that's okay.
Well, I think part of it was see what I was going to do.
Testing you.
John. Yep.
And
then the other... And I have a million stories about John. I have a million stories about Bob.
Uh-huh.
Right? Bob, who wasn't even my student. And he just kind of made himself my student.
Don't you love that?
Well, it had never happened to me before.
I think it's great.
And what killed me, though, what makes me sad, and I'm trying not to choke up, is that his teachers, his true teachers that he had to go to class
right
with, I don't know, they didn't want him in their class.
Right.
So, sure, you can go to the bathroom. And he'd be gone 15 minutes, and they wouldn't even say a word, and it broke my heart. So, hey, as long as you're accounted for, like, if you're coming to me, if you're going to get out of class and come to me, I would make him sit, grab a book.
Right.
He wrote poetry for us. He sang for us.
I love when I had Bob. I had Bob. He was
You did?
Yeah.
You did.
I know.
Oh, Bob.
I know.
Oh.
But I love when I get, like, students that are mine but not on my roster, because that means that they respect me for whatever they have seen me doing on campus. Even if most of the kids who are my students, but not technically my students, I have yelled at on campus for running, chewing gum. My favorite chewing gum thing is I make them spit it in my hand, and then I immediately go and wash it. But they are so grossed out by the fact that you're okay to take the gum out of their mouth right then and there that they will never do it in front of you again.
I do that too.
Yeah.
I'm a germaphobe and I even do it.
Yeah. Because I'm like, no, you're not going to go spit it out in the trash can around the corner. It's not happening. I don't trust you. I trust you, but not that much.
No.
So for those of you who don't know Kelly, I want to introduce you a little bit. So Kelly became my friend one day after we had Jorge the taco guy come to school. And I was leaving, and Kelly was getting leftovers, because we always have leftovers when our admin feeds us. And Kelly goes, you have to take Jorge tacos home. Like, there's so many left over. We can't let them go to waste. And I was like, oh, sorry. Like, I just started this new weight loss program. And she's like, oh, great. Do you like to hike? Let's go hiking. Who does it? Nobody does that anymore. So that's how Kelly and I became friends.
I forgot about that.
Yeah.
So I wrote.
Yeah. Because you were like, wait,
remember.
what is this? I mean, I'm sure we'd seen each other and we get mixed up because we have the same blonde, like, bleach blonde hair, but yeah, that's how we became friends. And then we went hiking, and we realized, like,
so wonderful.
Oh my gosh, we think the same about a lot.
We talked the whole time.
The whole time.
Which is hard to do when you climb a mountain.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that was so fun.
Yes.
I love it.
I knew you would remember.
Yeah. So for those of you who don't know Kelly, we have some intro questions for you. So how long have you been teaching?
1, 2, 3, 4. So I just finished my 6th year, so I'll be going into my 7th year.
Oh my gosh, we're like twins then.
Yeah. I started later. I worked in corporate America and then said, okay, I'm done.
Done.
Mm-hmm.
Done. And what do you teach, or what have you taught in the past? Because I know what you teach now, but if you've taught anything else.
In high school, I'm ELA, English, and in high school I taught freshmen and juniors, which was really fun.
Oh, that is fun.
It was fun. And the freshmen were my 8th graders I had when I student taught.
Oh, that's even more fun.
Yeah, it was a small town.
Yeah.
And so, it was great. And then I went to, when I moved here, I took a break and I worked at a sports book because I always wanted to do that.
Yeah.
And then I said, all right, I'm running out of money. And I didn't expect the husband to float me. So I put in my information. Literally the next day a principal called. And so I went to teach 7th grade ELA, which is the block, which is different. And then I also did some explorations class. And I remember asking her, what do you want me to do? She goes, oh, you can do whatever you want. And
Did you teach about Tom Brady?
Tom Brady's not, he's not like, you know, my man. He's the GOAT.
Right.
Gronk is,
Okay.
I can't talk about football yet.
Okay.
I'm still mourning because Gronk retired, so
Oh,
But
yes.
we did all sorts of things, projects and reading. I made them read books.
Yeah.
I'm sure they hated it.
That's okay.
Did I teach them about Tom Brady?
I know you're a big Patriots fan.
Tom.
I know.
I could teach a class on Tom.
Yeah, I'm sure you could.
When you don't start in college
Yeah.
and then you turn into what he's turned into, how does that fucking happen?
I don't know.
How does that fucking happen? Who else has a story like that?
That is
He's-
true.
He's ancient in professional sports age.
He is.
You are you're straight up, well, Belichick's Yoda. But you are old as fuck. You're old.
Yeah.
And he didn't even start.
That's crazy. I didn't know he didn't start in
And
college.
if you look at it, he was drafted, so I think they allow 200 people to be drafted.
Yeah.
He was number 200.
Oh my gosh. That's crazy.
I know. Tom fucking Brady. I know.
That's crazy.
Tangent, I told you.
It's okay.
God
Sorry,
damn it.
I know I did that.
Ah!
What's your favorite part about teaching?
I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
Having the summer off,
Yeah.
how can that be beat?
Don't know.
But
Yeah.
the kids.
Yeah.
I mean, when it's time for us to go back to school, I'm not usually bitching about it.
Right.
I'm usually excited and
Yeah.
ready. Now, Thanksgiving, I always
Oof.
like, oh, I wish we had 2 more days, right?
Yeah.
Those little breaks that we get, I'm always like, oh, spring break, I wish it were 2 weeks. I love the kids. I
Yeah.
love sharing with them my love for books.
You do love books.
I love me some books.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yay.
Mhm.
Okay. So, today we're going to talk about relationships with kids, and one of the videos has impacted me that I shared with Kelly is by Rita Pearson, and it's called Every Kid Needs a Champion, and I'll put the link on the website. And she says a lot of good things in there. It's only 7 minutes long, but one thing she says is kids don't learn from people they don't like.
I love it.
What do you think about
I
that?
love that. That's genius. I love when people articulate something duh.
Yeah.
Like, oh, duh. Of course they don't.
But to a lot of teachers, they don't think that way.
But I will say that I don't go into it like, you don't have to like me.
Right.
We don't have to. That's not how this works.
No.
But at the same time, they just can't help it. I'm just too.
Right?
I-
Or just like, I don't know why it happens.
Like, even if I am a bitch or sassy,
Yeah,
they like it.
that's true.
Oh, when I start the roasting, oh, yeah.
Because it'll happen.
Oh, yeah.
Give me like 2 weeks to get to know the
Oh,
kids.
Doug.
I know.
Oh, that little hobbit.
Yep.
That's awesome. I love that.
And I think it comes, so my first year of teaching was at a charter school, and I was the only white person in the room. All my kids were students of color, so Black or Latino or Latina. And one of my kids, Miranda, told me, you have to earn our respect. Just straight up told me one day, like, as she was leaving class, like, you have to earn our respect. And you don't learn that in teacher education programs, I don't think. They think, like, they teach you, you walk into the class, they will give you respect. And I'm here, sorry, teachers. No. And so, like, how do you think you earn your kids' respect?
Gosh, I'm very real with them.
Yeah.
I tell them right off the bat, I'm not, what you see is what you get.
Right.
I'm 100% real.
Yeah.
I'm not going to sugarcoat things. I'm not going to hold your hand unless you're sad.
Yeah.
I'm not going to, I don't know.
Like, it is what it is.
I don't really know. I don't know why I don't know.
And we've talked about, I'm really big on using their names.
Oh, I know everyone's name by the end of the first week.
That's impressive.
I
know
it's
last
important to me.
names, but I'm really big on, like, the pronunciation of their names. And so
Same.
there's a lot of kids who are like, oh, just call me Bob. No, I'm not going to call you Bob. But
That's funny you said that.
why don't you just teach me how to say your name? Because that's your name. You need to be called your name. I had a kid last year who was like, call me Alex. Nope. Tell me how to say your name. I don't care how many times it takes me to get it. I want to pronounce your name correctly.
Especially the Hawaiian ones.
Yes.
Oh, they're so pretty when you can say them right.
Yeah, or any students of color you have. It's like a micro. I'm a white teacher for those of you who don't know, and it's like a microaggression if you don't pronounce their name correctly.
It's important to me no matter what skin color.
Yeah.
Because there's crazy names
There
no
are.
matter what.
Yes.
And I write it phonetically on the first day roster, and I say it over and over and over and over. And by the end of that week, that's really important to me. So maybe that's a reason.
Yeah.
I didn't really think about that.
But
it's super important to me that I know their name.
If I can't, for some reason I get their last names quicker. So
Okay,
if I can't
that
remember
works.
their first name, I call them like Mr. or Miss, whatever their last name is.
Yo, Minifee. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. She also says apologize. Have you ever apologized to your kids or like for anything?
I apologize when I'm wrong.
Yeah.
It's really important to me that my students understand and that they believe
Right.
that I learn from them as much as they're supposed to learn from me.
Oh, for sure.
Like when I'm wrong, I absolutely admit it. I apologize. Oh my gosh, I'm sorry. What else would I apologize for?
Sometimes, like, I've called a kid out and they weren't really the one talking or being disruptive.
100% I do that.
And I believe in, like, if I publicly call you out, I'm going to publicly apologize to you.
Flog myself.
Yep.
Sometimes I get on my knees. I'm so sorry. Like, I make a production out of it so the kid doesn't feel weird.
Right.
And then everyone can kind of laugh about it. Yes, that's an excellent
And I think
scenario.
it's great to show kids, like, it's okay to make mistakes.
Yep.
You just have to go back and correct them.
Yep. And
I don't-
own up to it.
Yeah. I don't say everything right the first time or something, it happens. We're humans.
Yeah.
And I have this sign in my classroom, and it's like, in this classroom we do these things. And so one of them is I don't let kids say I'm sorry. I make them apologize because this also comes from my first couple years. Some kid would be like, I'm sorry, and another kid would be like, I know you are, and like use it to make a joke of the kid, calling them like a sorry person instead of like taking the apology.
Like I'm a sorry ass.
Yeah.
Oh. Okay. I actually think
Yeah.
the opposite.
Oh, okay.
But I see why you think that.
Yeah.
But I think when people don't really want to apologize, they say, "Oh, I apologize."
Oh, I see
like,
where you're coming
no,
from.
Bitch, you better fucking say sorry to me right now.
Yeah,
But I see where you're coming from
because,
too.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
I have to rethink that then, because they'll be like, "Oh, Jorge,
Right.
I apologize," and I'm like, no, or Miss, I apologize. No, you say sorry to me
Yeah.
for
or
throwing my pencil
if
across
a-
the room.
like if a kid used to make
I'm just picturing my golf pencil
just flying back and forth.
Projectiles.
If a kid used I used to, if a kid made fun of another kid, they would have to say 3 nice things about them.
Oh, that's
And
cute.
it couldn't be like, I like your shirt, because they all wore uniforms, so.
That's cute.
But they had to say 3 nice things back. Maybe I should bring that back this
I
year.
like that.
Yeah.
I'm going to think about that too.
Yeah.
that
So
down.
you, I feel, have really good relationships with students.
You're
both
sweet.
like your actual students and then your adopted students.
Yes.
So why do you think relationships are so important? How do you build them? What do you think? What do you think?
Is it arrogant or snobby if I say it just comes naturally?
No.
Will people roll their eyes when they hear me say that?
Maybe.
It just comes naturally. And now people are rolling their eyes. Is that arrogant or snobby to say, it's just the kind of person I am? I think if you struggle with that aspect of it, this might not be the profession for you.
I think that's true.
I mean, even think of the grumpy person that used to be next door to me.
Yes.
Even he had good relationships.
Right.
With like his students would be like, oh, blah, 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 blah,
Yeah.
And he's, grumpy old man. And he's not really old, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
And Jamie Lee and I were talking about him a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
And even his kids would, I don't know. I think if you struggle with that, is teaching the right place for you to be.
Do you think people who struggle making friendships with adults have issues making friendships with kids?
That's a really good, because
I'm trying to think, because
thinking
I don't.
of another colleague
Oh.
that struggles with making friends with adults, and her relationships with the kids seem to be on the surface.
Yeah.
Which is totally fine.
Right.
And
you don't
some
need
teachers
super
are like
deep
that.
relationships.
Some teachers are like that.
Yeah.
Mine just happen. They just happen.
Right.
And what I love, I was thinking about this too, because I'm just going to be real about it.
Yeah.
What I love is when it's like the quote unquote most popular kids.
Right.
Oh. And I'm talking, there's different groups of them.
Right.
Like,
because
we
it's not just
have
one.
The Donovans.
the bad popular
The
kids.
Donovans of the world. But he's not.
He's not. But
he's
everybody
so
thinks
great.
like...
I know, and I really struggled with that
Yeah.
last year. Is getting people to see him for who he really was.
Right.
So we have those kids, but then we have, like, the NJHS.
Right.
Super smart girls. Our president used to come into my room all the time. She wasn't my student.
Right.
Miss Benefit. I'm like, God, what's your name again? And, I felt really bad.
Yeah.
So it's the different groups. And then you have the kids that are like, I'm the best.
Popular.
Yes. Or I'm the best at basketball, or I'm the best at playing an instrument.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
there's those different, or you have the kid that can draw amazingly. There's all the different groups of popular kids, and when they all love me, then it's like, yes. It just happens by accident. I don't know. I think because I'm a goober.
Yeah.
And I share...
I share everything.
I share a 15-year-old boy's sense of humor.
Me too. It's okay.
And so I have to turn around and not show them that I'm laughing into my hand.
You're better than me because I just laugh. I can't.
God.
If I try and hold it in, then I'm just in fits and there goes the whole lesson.
But I don't know what to like. I don't have like a blueprint.
Yeah.
I am a goober. I get very real. I'm very real with them.
Yeah.
But I don't want people to think I blur the line.
Right.
Because I definitely make sure
there's definitely
boundaries. And I don't know. I like them.
Yeah.
I genuinely like them.
Even when I say I don't like them, I like them.
Even when I don't like them, there is still something. I had this kid last year.
Yeah.
We'll call him George.
Okay.
God bless America. This kid countered everything that came out of my mouth.
Yeah.
If I said, oh, it's so hot outside, he'd be like, I'm freezing! In his leather jacket and motorcycle boots. And I'm like, okay. And he's a huge kid, mustache.
Yeah.
10 feet tall. I sat him in the back because you can't sit those kids in the front. I always feel bad about that.
Because they're too tall.
And then, why can I sit in the front? I'm sorry, honey. You're 10 feet tall. And he has super loud voice.
Yeah.
I almost said his real name. I'd be like, George, what do you want to say? Look here. You can have the floor. Like, I didn't know. That kid drove me insane. But there's something little, like, I can always find something to like about him.
My kids are always like, you have favorites. Shh, I do. But I always tell them, like, I love you all. Just like different range. There's different levels. Some of you I love to talk about TV with. Some of you I love to not talk about TV with. So,
How many times a year do you get asked, am I your favorite?
Oh my gosh, all the time.
Me too.
And every time I just say yes. And then they're like, what about me? And I said, they're my favorite right now. In that second, that moment has passed. They are no longer my favorite. That's what I tell them.
So last year, I had a favorite, but if I let everyone know, they were going to get so jealous. Well, the last month of school, I'm like, forget this! I'm doing it!
Mm-hmm.
And I bothered him every day. It was so funny.
It's okay.
The kids flipped a lid.
Oh.
They were so upset. And I said, this is why I'm telling you now on,
Yeah.
the Disney trip.
Yeah.
Because
Otherwise,
you guys were going to... But we can't help it.
No.
I try to be really equal. Like when you said you love them all.
Yeah.
Remember when we painted those things?
Yes.
That's what I wrote. I went, yes, comma, you are my favorite.
Right.
And then I'll just point to it.
And just be like, here you go.
No, you're not.
Right.
How can I be your favorite? Why don't you ask me that? Bring a pencil.
What can I do?
To school. Please bring a pencil. And
Yes.
don't pick your nose and eat it in front of me.
Ew, that's gross. I can't believe you have 8th graders who do that. That's gross. How do you think your relationships helped you in the classroom? Do you think they helped you in the classroom?
I think it's more entertaining.
Yeah.
But something else I always point out to them, guys, this would be different if I taught math.
Right.
Would it be? Yeah, a little bit. We get to have conversations in English.
That's true.
You don't get to have that in Algebra 1. You don't necessarily get to have that in science.
No.
You should
I
have
have
it a little
in
bit
history.
in history and world
lot.
geo, right?
Yeah.
But English is just conducive to a different environment.
That's true.
And where it's a little more social. There's a ton of collaborative work. I explain that to them because they'll start to talk smack. Well, blah, blah, no. First of all, never ever disparage a teacher in front of me.
Right.
Because I will take you down.
Yes.
Even if I don't like the teacher too.
Right.
Or, not or. I lost my train of thought.
That's okay.
It'll
so
come back.
Sorry. It'll come back.
But I try to point out that English is different.
Yes.
And I definitely think they're more entertained. Because I'm a goober and I move around a lot and I'm just who I am.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm just a nerd.
And I make I think, like, along those lines, I make mistakes. I will talk about real life with them. They're like, Miss Smith, my boyfriend, da-da-da-da.
Always.
Okay, well, you're in 7th grade. You shouldn't have a boyfriend.
Oh, dear God.
Same thing when the boys are like, my girlfriend,
No.
no. You shouldn't have a girlfriend.
First of all, she's not real. She's on
Right.
Instagram.
Exactly.
Stupid.
Exactly. Your
Idiots.
DMs don't count.
They're so gross.
No. Okay. So, we're on a time crunch. We're
Yeah,
going to move on
I'm
to
sorry.
some...
I have to go work out.
It's okay. Workouts are important.
They are.
It's our sanity.
Luckily, it's right next door.
Thank goodness.
Mm-hmm.
So, some fun questions. How
Are
do
these
you
the secret
choose...
ones? Okay.
Not yet. How do you choose your teacher bestie? Besides me.
Well, that's the thing. So I couldn't remember. I love...
Oh, yeah.
I love that you remembered. And as soon as you started
Jorge.
saying it...
Yeah.
Jorge, my 5th husband. I couldn't remember. I thought I just kept, popped in your classroom.
You
and
did pop into my
start
class.
bothering you. And I just kind of... Oh, I like this person.
Yeah.
Jamie Lee was across the hall
True.
with Mr. Wickler, who is one of the most amazing human beings on the planet.
Yeah.
And so I got to know her through him. And then when he left, she was kind of like,
Oh, no.
fuck. What do I do? And
Yeah.
so I was like, tell me what you need. Anything.
Yeah.
And she was pregs.
Oh, she
And
was.
it was so
she
cute
was.
to watch her grow a human.
Yeah.
And oh God, I hated it when she would come out in the hallway in her 8th month because I didn't want
Because the
to
kids.
bump her. I'm like,
Yeah.
you stay in there. Whatever. So I don't know proximity, but if I think about that, not everyone around.
Mm-mm.
So yeah, I think we just started. I think you just get an energy.
Yeah, that's true. You
Jeannie,
can tell.
You mentioned earlier,
Yeah.
Jeannie. There's just a
Love
different
her.
energy with people. But even people that are burr, 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 I still, want to go bug them too.
Because we're all in it. We're all in
But
this
I
together.
thought, I think I just started kind of coming by your room and just started
Yeah.
asking questions. Well, and
That's
I knew
true.
you were really good at technology. So I definitely
Yes.
use you all
So,
the time for that.
my first year
Which
at
I have
this
several
school,
questions for you.
I hid all of my talents because I didn't want to
know
be
you
asked
did,
to do
biatch.
a
I noticed
ton
that you
of
did
things.
that.
And then my second year, I was like, okay, hello world.
I'm my own bud.
I
and
can
Rose.
do all of these things. Okay, you didn't know about this question.
Nope,
In
secret
your
questions.
ideal world, what would schools look like?
Oh! You're shitting me.
Nope,
I
dead
have a
serious.
fucking...
I know. I knew you would love this question.
Oh my god.
I didn't want to tell you in advance.
These
though.
are secret questions she did not let me...
No, I
see.
didn't. These I wrote down and did not share with her.
The Kelly Menifee School of Excellence will be located in Hawaii. We're going to renovate an old building. So we're
that'd
going
be
to
so
take a
cool.
building that already exists, renovate it. We haven't come up with a mascot yet. It says
Okay.
mascot, question mark. We were thinking the Outlaws or Shave Ice. We're being stupid. Students have to be interviewed for admission.
Okay.
Technology is only provided when necessary. There's
Okay.
no cell phones allowed.
Okay.
So
I
absolutely
like
no
that.
cell phones. You have to read one book a month, and there's ways we will figure it out. Dogs are allowed on campus.
Yes. Okay.
You are in charge of the social studies department. My friend Nikki wanted to be in charge of elementary reading.
Okay.
Jamie's sped.
Perfect.
Bob is in charge of physical education.
That's perfect.
And football coach, even though he doesn't know that yet. IEPs will be evaluated for necessity, meaning you will have an IEP if it's necessary,
Right.
not if it's because you're lazy and you're used to having an IEP. We have capital letters, no lazy.
Oh.
And that's coming from my sped teacher.
Yes, I like it.
They can play any and every sport they want. So anything they want to do,
You
we'll
can
have
do
it
it.
for them. There will be recess, and this is a secondary school.
Yeah. I think that
yeah.
we had
So it's
nutrition.
We wanted to start with secondary school.
Yeah. We called it nutrition, but they still were able to, like, run around outside and be crazy.
It's called getting your goobers out before you come in.
Exactly.
Did you ask me this question because you knew I had this list?
No, but I knew that, like, you have...
that I get fired up about it?
That you love this.
Recess, because 100%. Nap time.
Oh my gosh.
There's
for
a yoga.
teachers too?
Yep. There's a yoga meditation time.
Oh, I like that. That'll help with, like, discipline.
Every teacher has a bathroom adjacent to their classroom.
Needed.
All campus monitors will look like Jason Momoa. Teachers.
So don't apply if you don't.
That's right. Teachers get an hour lunch. The cafeteria is going to have delicious food, and students are able to place orders ahead of time online.
Oh, I like that.
It's like, ooh, I want this for the week. So they'll, like, do it for the week. Ratchet parents are not allowed. Okay. Otherwise, we're going to have Fight Club. Every classroom has its own thermostat.
Oh,
so I'm
everybody's
not sweating
different.
my balls off.
Yeah.
Every day there's an hour of physical activity / PE, square dancing, hula, fencing. Could you imagine fencing?
Ugh.
Absences are heavily scrutinized and monitored. If you don't want to come to school, then you're not coming to my school.
Well, it's an interview process, so they should want to come to school.
Yeah, but things change.
Yeah.
And again, we're talking about a population.
Yeah.
Like, I would love to write a book about this. That their views about education are very different.
That's true.
For instance, Bob.
Yeah.
Amazing football player. Stop going to school when football's over.
Right. Because he doesn't need his grades anymore.
High schoolers work on scholarship and college entrance essays. So in their English classes, they're constantly polishing those two things so they can get scholarships and then entrances to college. No parents allowed as faculty or support staff.
Okay.
So the only time a parent is allowed on campus is if there's an issue.
Right. So you're not there's not like teachers who you're teaching their kids.
Nope.
Okay.
And there's no office support staff as parents.
Okay.
To monitor their children.
I like that.
Mm-hmm. Student boxing gloves. Came from actually Donovan. And Julissa. I would love, because I always say, God. Well, and even John.
Yeah.
The group 3 years ago, we wanted to box each other. Mm-hmm. Like, that's when I took kickboxing.
Yeah.
And I printed out a picture of his face and asked them if I could tape
his face
a rough
on
year. My bag. Well, no, it was a wonderful year. But he was a daily.
Yeah.
But I would do it all over again. I wouldn't call him a problem. He's just an enigma. He's just
piece
an
of
energy. That kid. Did I tell you I asked him if he was an undercover cop?
No, I didn't know that.
I asked him if he was an undercover cop, and I said, "Don't you have to tell me if you are?" I did.
That's funny.
He just
the way
he's
acted.
so intelligent.
Yeah.
Well, he's so fucking smart. I made him teach my class all the time. So boxing gloves, and then we'll have a ring. And
okay.
Duke it out. I'm almost done.
You're fine.
Then Nikki had the idea of doing a Beyond Scared Straight. So if we have a kid that's kind of starting to veer off, maybe we'll have them talk to someone who's been incarcerated before.
Okay.
Maybe we'll have them speak to a homeless person.
Oh.
Right? We have like a program and these people that are volunteers. Mentors available from all walks of life.
Love
and
it.
then separate drop-off in staff parking lots.
Oh my gosh. Yes. I don't know about you guys, but if you've ever tried to get in a staff parking lot
I can't believe you just asked
in the morning, well, you love it.
The Kelly Magazine School of I'm telling you.
Yeah.
It's going to be amazing.
I'm excited.
Amazing.
Okay, one piece of advice you have for teachers who are listening.
Oh, no more secret questions?
We have to get you to your gym class.
I want to know what the secret questions are.
Okay, so the other one was your favorite back to school store. Like, where do you go to get all your stuff?
Hooby Looby.
Uh-huh.
Mackles. Container Store.
Yeah.
And Target.
Okay. Yeah. Those are
Amazon.
good places.
Does Amazon count?
Yes.
Yeah.
We're going to count Amazon. Okay. How do you practice self-care?
Orange Theory.
Yes.
Yoga.
Working out for sure helps.
Yeah. I bring my yoga mat to school. I bring a separate one to school. Yeah. And then sometimes I'll just lay on it. I don't get turned all the time. I'm not the teacher that goes home and has a cocktail every night.
Right.
But I have my events.
Yeah.
And that helps in getting a shitload of sleep.
Yes.
So during the school year, I typically take something to go to sleep, and I have no qualms about it. Yeah. It's not like in freaking Ambien.
Right.
But it'll be like a Benadryl, and I need my 10 hours, or I'm a bitch. So, there you go. Okay.
Okay.
I just wanted to know what they are.
Okay, so one piece of advice for teachers who are listening.
Oh, not the school supply?
Go for it. Or school supply. I just don't want to make you late to your workout.
No,
that's your,
fine.
like, time.
I know. My advice for teachers, this is what I wrote. Oh, I couldn't think. Teachers don't need advice.
No.
This is what I wrote, though. Make friends with not only the person that does the copies, but all of the front office people as well as the custodians.
Yes.
Like, it won't kill you to be friendly. People are humans. Just, I don't like people that are, oh, if you're not admin or a teacher, I'm not going to acknowledge your existence. No, that's not very nice. I happen to actually genuinely like our group that we have.
Yeah.
So I think making friends with a copy person.
Knowing their names, like especially our custodians,
Oh.
helps. Also,
Love
teachers, make your kids like pick up stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It makes the custodian's life a little easier. And then they tend to appreciate you more.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So this week, your quote of the week comes from Janet Lansbury, and she wrote this quote in reference to toddlers, but I feel like it applies to all kids. So it says, "In my world, there are no bad kids, just impressionable, conflicted young people wrestling with emotions and impulses, trying to communicate their feelings and needs the only way they know how." Because I feel like sometimes our kids, they just don't know how to say, home life is rough. Like, I had a bad morning. Because we all have bad mornings. And we all have our stuff we bring to school. And so they lash out, I think, sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
And your resource roundup for this week, I'm going to post 3 videos that have impacted my relationships with kids. The Rita Pearson one, Every Kid Deserves a Champion. One by Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie. It's called The Power of a Single Story. And then a video by Melody Hobson titled Colorblind or Color Brave. And then Kelly brought her book, The Teenage Brain, by Frances Jensen and Amy Ellis Nutt. So I will post that for you. And that's all we have for you. Any final thoughts?
This was so much fun.
Isn't
You were
it? We
so
could probably
cute.
talk for hours.
We could absolutely talk for hours. In fact, I was sitting here like, oh, should I just count? No. I'm not gonna count.
No, you have to keep your gym appointments.
Oh,
those
that's
are
so
like
good.
yours.
Yeah. Eugene. I gotta see my Eugene for the week.
So your weekly affirmation, everyone: you are alive, you are kind, you are patient, you are wonderful, you are fearless, you are important, you can teach anything, you can be anything, you can change the world. You're doing the damn thing. We've made it another week. Bye, y'all. Thanks.